What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. Today we're checking out this Maono Studio microphone set that comes with a stand, the shock mount, the microphone itself, as well as a detachable USB cable, alongside a pop filter and a foam windscreen, all for $64. And as always, we'll be comparing it to the Blue Yeti, as well as the FIFINE 669B, or should I say the FIFINE, because that's apparently how you're supposed to say it. So anyways, $30 microphone, $64 microphone, and this I really don't know. So without further ado, let's just get right into it. So, before we go ahead and listen to the audio samples, let's go and take a closer look at the actual hardware, starting off with the microphone itself. So the first thing you'll notice is the build quality. It does feel pretty nice in the hand, it has a very nice texture, a very simple looking logo, but the greatest thing about this microphone I think would be the Type B connector right here. It is a nice and sturdy connector. Unlike the Blue Yeti, which is using a mini connector, this thing is sturdy, and it should stand the test of time. Now the way you actually set it up is they actually pop the microphone in here, and then you press on these two tabs which will open it up, and you can just slide in the microphone just like so. It's not the cleanest looking because of these things right here, but it does the job and it does it pretty well. It does feel pretty solid as well. You can easily adjust it with this little tab right here, and all the matching points are metal and they're not plastic, which is good. Now the actual stand itself is nice and lightweight, but also it does have a whole lot of adjustments, which is really awesome. You can easily adjust it from both sides without having to worry about anything falling off. And what can I say, it's a nice sleek looking microphone stand that does the job without much hassle. And this is the mounting point for the stand. It's pretty straightforward. Unlock it from here, slide it in, tighten it, plop the stand right in here, and you're good to go. And yes, it does have some padding right over here. Now as for the cable itself, it is I would have to say it's an okay quality cable. It's nothing crazy, it's not super cheap, and it's not super premium, but nonetheless, it's something that will get the job done. Now the foam windscreen out of the box will look a little something like this. It's kind of squished, but don't worry, it will eventually open up once you start using it. And finally, the actual pop filter here, it's actually a really good quality one. This end does not slide around. And overall, it is sturdy and it stays exactly where you put it, which is fantastic. And yes, it is double layered. So no complaints here whatsoever. So yeah, not a whole lot to complain about. Everything you get in the box is pretty top notch. So let's go ahead and see how it sounds. Alright, so for this one, I'd probably recommend having a pair of headphones or a pair of earbuds while listening to the audio samples. Because if not, and you're listening through your phone speakers, then you'd probably think the cheapest microphone sounds the best. And with that out of the way, let's go ahead and get started. Right now we are testing out the FIFINE 669B microphone, and we are currently about 20 centimeters away from the microphone capsule. As you guys can hear, it does sound pretty clean. Well, not really clean. Clean means you have no noise in the background, which this microphone does. Even if you turn off the gain knob all the way to 0, you'll still be getting noise in the background no matter what you do. Which means if you're planning to do voiceover work, you'll have to do a whole lot of editing while doing so. Speaking of voiceovers, if you plan to do voiceovers, you'll want to turn down the gain knob to around 20%. And then you want to get close to the microphone, which at this point you should be getting some nice boomy audio. Now if you are planning to do this, you'll most likely want to get yourself a stand so you can actually have a proper posture, because right now I'm actually hunched down on the microphone and the microphone is currently standing on a box. At the same time, you will definitely need yourself a pop filter or a foam windscreen. Otherwise, this microphone will not work for voiceovers whatsoever. And again, if you want more details about this microphone, you can go ahead and watch my video about it. I'll have a link for it in the description down below. With that being said, if you're planning to use this microphone for voice chat, then this microphone would be great. It's $30, it sits on your desk, and you don't have to think about anything. You just turn on the knob and just start talking. And if you're worried about the background noise, well, don't worry. Most games and applications such as Discord, they will automatically process the audio and clean it up before being sent, which means whoever's listening on the other side will most likely get much cleaner audio. And finally, here's a quick noise floor test with the volume knob set to 10%. And now here's the same thing, except with the volume knob set to 0% and the volume slider on Windows set to 0% as well. And so, as you guys can hear, no matter what you do, you'll be getting some background noise on this microphone. Here's me talking to the back of the microphone, as well as the side of the microphone. And now, let's go in and move on to the Maono microphone, which by the way, has almost zero background noise. And now we are speaking through the Maono microphone, which honestly is probably the easiest and most simple setup out of the three. It has clean audio, it comes with pretty much everything you need in the box, and get this, it is running on Realtek drivers. When you actually plug it in, it will show up as a Realtek microphone, which is great. We are currently about 10 centimeters away from the microphone, and surprise surprise, we are neither using the pop filter or the foam windscreen, and the audio is not popping. It's not clipping, and it's sounding pretty great, it's pretty clean, which is pretty surprising. It seems like this microphone has a whole lot of padding on the insides, and with this kind of setup, you can actually see what you're doing on the screen versus the other microphones, since it will be a mandatory thing to actually get a pop filter and a foam windscreen for those type of microphones. This one, I don't even have to put the pop filter on, and if I really want, I can put the foam windscreen and things would be K-OK. So the audio here is more of a neutral audio, and again, this is the most typical experience that you'd probably be using this microphone with. Once again, it is about 10 centimeters away, and this is the audio experience you'd probably be getting. So with that, we're going to go ahead and give you a noise floor test, and this is what it would sound like. And now let me go ahead and actually turn off the microphone completely so you can get an audio sample of what things would sound like without anything in the background. And now here's me speaking from the back of the microphone and the side of the microphone. So overall, this microphone is actually pretty great. It's good for voice chat, it comes with pretty much everything you need in the box, and the fact that it's running Realtek audio drivers is amazing, because when you actually go in and turn down the volume slider on Windows, you get zero noise. There is no ground noise whatsoever. The audio you're getting from this thing is absolutely clean. It's near perfect, and this is great because if you're planning to do any voiceover work, then you'll actually have some clean, neutral audio to work with, and the end result should sound much better. So that said, let's go in and finally move on to the Blue Yeti and get a quick feel for it. And lastly, here is the Blue Yeti, and as you guys can hear, you are getting some clean audio. I mean, it should reflect for its price, right? And no pop filter, no windscreen at this time. That said, I do have the microphone actually set up on a box because the microphone is way too low for doing any proper voiceover work. Doing voiceovers when you're hunched down is terrible. That being said, we are currently about 20 centimeters away once again. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get closer. And now we should be getting some of that nice crispy boomy audio. And again, no pop filter, no nothing, no adjustments to the volume knob or the window slider. That being said, the current gain knob level is set to 0% on this microphone from the back of it. It is set to the cardioid pattern, and the volume slider on Windows is set to 50%. We are getting some really clean audio, pretty good, not bad at all, and that is something you should expect from this price point. Of course, there are benefits and downsides to this microphone. The benefit is you can actually go ahead and get some real-time feeds through the headphones by plugging it into the bottom, but the thing that I really hate about this microphone is that it uses a mini USB, which the Maono actually uses a Type B cable, which is nice and sturdy and just very secure, versus a flimsy port on this thing. And honestly, that is the last thing I want on a microphone. I don't want to be dealing with a flimsy cord that will eventually break, which is funny because I'm actually having issues with this cable every now and then. I would have to replug it, and this microphone has its own issues. But overall, it does have some really nice, clean audio. That being said, here is the final test. Here's the noise floor test with the current settings. And now I'm going to go ahead and turn off the window slider and set it to 0. And lastly, here's the audio coming from the side and from the back. And so there's nothing left to do but to go ahead and conclude the video. So let's go. So the question is the Maono microphone worth its price at $64? Well, one thing for sure is that the microphone here is really clean when it comes to the audio quality itself. And although the sound signature is not as flattering as the 669B, well, it's kind of neutral and it does help when you're actually trying to do voiceover work. For voice chat, it's just going to sound great as well, and the fact that there is no noise in the background, is running Realtek drivers, and the fact that you get almost everything you need in the box is a pretty good deal. So do I recommend this microphone? Well, I'd have to say yes. If you have any questions, do let me know in the comment section below, and links for everything will be in the description down below. And yeah, that is all for this video, so thank you all for watching. If you have enjoyed this video, help hit the like button and subscribe more content like this, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, everyone.